Hello and welcome to Cognito Key. You know that feeling when you're browsing online and suddenly an ad for that one thing you just looked at starts following you everywhere? Or when you get an email saying you left something in your shopping cart? Well, those are actually two different things, retargeting and remarketing. And today, we're going to break down exactly what they are and what the real difference is. So, why do these strategies even exist in the first place? Well, it all starts with a pretty wild statistic. A whopping 98% of people who visit a website for the first time, they leave without buying a single thing. That's basically everybody. And for any online business, that's a huge problem to solve. So the big question for all these businesses is, how do you get that massive 98% to come back? How do you turn someone who is just casually browsing into an actual customer? Well, that's exactly where our two strategies come into play. Okay, let's start with part one, retargeting. You'll definitely know this one. These are the digital ads that feel like they're following you all over the internet. So what is it exactly? Well, retargeting is all about using paid ads to try and get anonymous visitors back to your site. These are the people who clicked around, showed some interest, but then left without buying anything or even giving you their email. The whole goal is just to bring them back for a second look. Here's the perfect example, and I am sure this has happened to you. Let's say you're looking for new shoes online. You find a pair you kind of like, but maybe get distracted or decide to think about it. So you close the tab. A little while later, you're scrolling through your social media feed and bam, there's an ad for those exact shoes. That right there is retargeting in action. So how does this magic actually work? It's all thanks to something called a cookie. It's just a tiny piece of code that a website leaves on your browser. But here's the key thing. It's totally anonymous. The cookie has no idea who you are. It doesn't know your name or your email. It just knows that this specific browser was interested in those shoes. All right, let's switch gears and talk about our second concept, remarketing. Now, if retargeting is that anonymous ad that follows you, think of remarketing as the much more personal follow-up. The big difference here is who you're talking to. Remarketing focuses on reconnecting with people you already have a relationship with. We're talking about past customers, or maybe people who signed up for your newsletter. So it's less about getting that first-time sale and way more about nurturing the relationship you already have to encourage them to come back. And oh, you are definitely familiar with this one. The absolute classic example of remarketing is that email you get about an hour after online shopping that says, "Hey, looks like you left something in your cart." We've all gotten that one, right? And unlike retargeting, which uses those general ads, remarketing uses much more direct channels because they already have your info. This could be a targeted email with a special discount just for you, an SMS reminder, or even a personalized message to remind you to renew a subscription. It all depends on the contact information you've already given them. Okay, so we've looked at both. Now let's put them side by side to really get the difference. It is time for the showdown, retargeting versus remarketing. This table really just lays it all out. When we look at strategy, retargeting uses paid ads, while remarketing uses direct contact like email. The audience, retargeting goes after anonymous visitors, but remarketing is for your known customers. And finally, the main goal or objective. Retargeting is all about customer acquisition, getting new people in the door. Remarketing is about customer retention, keeping the ones you already have. They're built for totally different jobs. So, after all of that, what's the one thing you really need to take away from this? Let's get right to it. Okay, if you forget everything else from this, just remember this one thing. Retargeting is all about attracting potential customers back to your site with ads. Remarketing, on the other hand, is about nurturing the relationship you already have with your existing customers. So, attracting versus nurturing. It's really that simple. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, how the two relate to each other. A lot of marketing experts see retargeting as just one specific tactic. It's one tool inside the much bigger strategy or toolbox that is remarketing. So remarketing is the whole grand plan of re-engaging with your audience, and using paid ads to do it is just one of the tools you can use. So now I've got a question for you. Just think about your day online so far. Now that you know the difference, which one have you noticed more? Was it a retargeting ad for a product you looked at, or was it a remarketing email from a brand you already shop with? It's kind of cool, right? Once you know what to look for, you start seeing it everywhere. And that's our simple breakdown of retargeting versus remarketing. If you found this useful and want more explainers that make complex topics super simple, make sure you subscribe to Cognito Key. And of course, don't forget to like and share this video with anyone who might find it helpful. Thanks so much for watching.